Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I told my parents that I was pregnant. I don't think none of you know except the family that watches me. I got pregnant at the age of 19, and last year or 2 years ago I got pregnant, and it was kind of harsh on my parents because they were expecting so much out of me, and for me to just, you know, tell them that I was pregnant was kind of difficult. So yeah, this is gonna be my story on how I told my parents I was pregnant, and it was kind of hard for me to like kind of make a video about this because it was pretty personal, but I don't know, maybe I'll help someone, maybe I won't, I don't know, you just never know. And plus I thought it would be fun to make it now that it has been, you know, a year or 2 years, I don't know, a year and a half, and I don't know, my parents don't really have a grudge against me now. Like, well, they never did even hold a grudge against me. They loved me regardless. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay, so it all started when I was a senior in high school. I got pregnant around, I want to say May or April. I personally wasn't on any pill or anything like that, just because I don't know, I have never liked taking pills to start off with, and I'm not really good on keeping up with like a pill. Like, I'm not the type of girl that takes pills at all, you know, just for a headache. I'd rather just deal with it, you know, or take a, you know, drink a tea. That's usually what I do. But I don't know, a pill just really never came across my mind. It wasn't something that I knew I was gonna keep up with. Like, I knew I wasn't, so why take it at all and make my mom or my parents, you know, pay for something I'm not gonna take? And I know now that I should have taken it. But yes, we were using protection. I don't know what happened. I really don't know, guys. I don't know. Anything could have happened with a condom. But anyways, I did get pregnant around April or May. Sorry if I'm saying a lot. That's my word. But how do I tell my parents? Okay. I decided that I was gonna go out with my friend, my best friend. I knew something was up because I wasn't the same. I wasn't feeling the same. I wasn't acting the same. My body was just not being the same, and I don't know, it just wasn't, I wasn't myself. I told my friend that, you know, let's go to Starbucks and I really need to talk to you about something. So we went to Starbucks and I told her, you know what, I'm not feeling the same. Like, I'm not feeling my body the same. I'm not myself, and I think I'm pregnant. And she was like, how sure are you that you're pregnant? I was like, I don't know, I haven't taken a pregnancy test. She was like, well, let's go buy a pregnancy test. So we went to go buy a pregnancy test. After that, we took it home, and I'm trying to recall everything because my mind is still blur from pregnancy. But we went home, and I decided just to go ahead and take it. She was like, you know what, just go ahead and take it. So I went ahead and took it, and I left it in the room, and I did not want to look at it. I remember just, you know, thinking the worst things possible, and the 5 minutes passed by, and I decided to just look, and what do you know, it's pregnant. So we were both kind of in shock. My reaction at first was, I was happy. Like, honestly, I was happy because I'm Catholic. My parents, my mom especially, you know, talked to me, and she told me, you know, the importance of, you know, having God in your life, and not ever, you know, if you ever get pregnant, it's not good at all to even think about abortion or anything like that. And of course, none of that went through my head, just because I knew I loved this child. This child was going to be loved, and I knew it was a blessing from God, because not many women can say, you know, or have the privilege to get pregnant. Like, some are like on IVFs, they do all these crazy things to get pregnant, which, you know, by all means, if you can, go ahead and do it. But for me, it was a privilege, like it was a gift from God. Which, by the way, his name is Matthew because of that, a gift from God. That's the meaning of Matthew, the name Matthew. So I knew it was a gift, you know, sent from God. I knew that regardless if my parents, you know, kicked me out, I was gonna have something, you know, to just live for, to, you know, to work for. I don't know, it was just something that I knew I was gonna, you know, overcome. It was another obstacle. It was gonna be another obstacle that I needed to overcome, and I was gonna be able to do it by myself, if even if, you know, without my parents' support or my family, or, you know, my husband now, at the time my boyfriend. I knew that regardless of anything, I was gonna take responsibility of this child of mine, because it was a gift from God, and, you know, it was a privilege to have a little child in my womb. So, you know, and abortion never came across my mind to start off with, or adoption or anything like that. Like, I knew I wanted to keep him straight off the bat. Okay, so I FaceTimed my boyfriend, and I told him that I was pregnant, and his face, like, changed immediately. Like, he went from one phase to another, like, in seconds, and it was incredible, because I don't know, just to see that that phase, you know, like, I don't know, it was priceless. Because he was in shock, but he was like, you know, I'm happy, like, I'm happy. His parents are also very Catholic, and of course they taught him the best, and the same as my parents taught me. So, you know what, he told me, you know what, we're gonna, you know, make it. We're gonna have this child, and we're gonna raise him, you know, if with or without our parents' help. And I'm gonna be there for you. And, you know, those were the most calming words. And I don't know, it was, at that time, it was very comforting to hear that from him, that he wasn't gonna leave me. His face was like, wow, I can't believe it, but it wasn't the face that I was expecting, but it wasn't an awful face to the point where, you know, I'm gonna leave you, like, this is it, I don't want to have any responsibility whatsoever of you two. Like, it wasn't like that. So his response was better than what I was expecting to hear. So I did the wrongest thing. I hid it from my parents for quite a while, which you should never do. Like, if you're pregnant, go ahead and tell your parents, because sooner or later they're gonna see the stomach and they're gonna find out. So because I'm under my dad's insurance, everything that, if I go to a doctor, he'll find out. If I go to a clinic for, you know, if I go to an OBGYN, my dad would find out. So at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go to any OBGYN just yet. I'm gonna go to a refugee. It's like, in my town, we have this little refuge center for teenagers that are pregnant and alone. I wasn't alone just yet. I wasn't alone at all. But I did not have the support of my parents just yet, because I had not told them. So I went to that refugee, and since these ladies are the most, like, sweetest, like, people ever. they told me if I needed baby clothes, that they had some. If I needed maternity clothes, that they had some. Anything you would think of, they had it. They were the sweetest. They told me I was about 3 weeks pregnant at that time that I want to go check in. How did I find out I was pregnant so like quick in my pregnancy? Was because I took the 6 days before your missed period pregnancy test, and it came out positive like in 2 weeks. Like, I don't know, but refugee center told me I was about I believe 4 to 5 weeks pregnant. They didn't do an ultrasound because they said the baby would not show, because it was still forming. So they scheduled me an ultrasound for, I believe, how many weeks? 8 or 7 weeks, I believe. I'm not really sure. I still have the ultrasound, but yeah, and I knew I had to tell my mom before that because I really wanted my mom to come with me. My mom is my best friend. She has been there for me through thick and thin, and I knew I had to tell my parents sooner or later. So how I told my parents was, I came home from school one day. I told her, she was in the kitchen, and I dropped my bag where I carry my books and stuff, and I said, Mom, I need to tell you something. Because I came home from school early. Since I was senior, I was able to leave early. I'm gonna go in detail. It was around like 1 something when I came home, and I told her, Mom, I need to talk to you. And she said, what's up? You know, what's going on? I said, there's something me and, you know, my boyfriend need to tell you. She was like, you guys want to move out? I was like, no. She was like, you guys want to get married? I was like, no. And her face expression changed completely. She said, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah. And I'm getting chills just talking about this because I get really emotional when I talk about this. But I said, yeah, I am. She completely like blacked out, I feel, and she had to sit down and she just started crying. It was awful seeing my mom like that, but I had to tell her. She completely started crying, and she was like, okay, you know, we're here, me and your dad are gonna be here for you, but you need to tell your dad by tonight. I told her I'm not ready to tell my dad, and she said, well, you need to tell your dad by tonight, or you need to tell him. And I knew she wasn't kidding around when, you know, she said, you need to tell him tonight. So to say the least, my mom she went through everything with me throughout my whole pregnancy, and I'm so thankful for her. But how I told my dad now was, he came home from work that night, and I was in my room, and my mom called me over. She was like, your daughter needs to tell you something. So he was like, what? He sat down, and I was standing up, and my mom sat down too, and I said, Dad? He said, yeah, you're pregnant. I was like, how'd you know? He was like, I just knew it. My mom had not told him anything. I think it was just a parent instinct or father instinct, since I am the only girl and the oldest. They said that they really weren't disappointed, but they were kinda, because they had money saved up for me to go to college. Like, I had plans to go to college, and I am going to college, but not the best college there is. I don't know, but they had saved up money for me to go to college. At that point, they thought I wasn't gonna go to college, and all the I don't know, I guess it was just all these emotions, all these, you know, thoughts that came running through my head and their heads. So they were shocked, but they were happy for me. They were happy that they were going to be grandparents for the first time, and I'm just so thankful for them that they didn't kick me out the house, because it would have been awful. First family members to find out I was pregnant were actually my grandparents from my mom's side of the family. And I called them crying my eyes out because I felt like I needed to, you know, tell them. And this was before I told my parents. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed to tell someone from my family that I was pregnant. I was just so eager to tell them. But yeah, they were the first ones to find out, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They were so supportive too. They would call me, you know, how are you? Have you told your parents yet? And I would be like, no. But yeah, after I told my parents, everything just started, you know, looking, I don't know, everything just started better, just being better at overall. How my family overall found out was through my parents, especially my mom, because she was so happy. She was happy with, but upset, you know, with me. But yeah, they found out through my mom, and then they asked me, and I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And then and then my mom ended up going with me to the refugee for teenagers, and they did an ultrasound, and she started crying that day because she was so happy. Like, my parents were so happy. And I don't know now, and how my husband, and now how my husband told his parents were that they were at work because they work together on Sundays, and he just sat down and told them, how do you feel about being grandparents? And that's how they found out too. But more than anything, I'm just so thankful that everything turned out how I didn't expect it to. It turned out better. I expected the worst, and I don't know, I thought I was like this horrible person, but I'm just so thankful for the parents that I have, and the husband that I have, and the immense of, you know, support that I have from my family. They love him to death. They love my little Matthew to death, and I just couldn't be any more thankful. But yeah, that was my how I told my parents that I was pregnant video. But yeah, I don't know what else. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any video requests, please make sure to leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and since this is the weekend, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.